Okay, Shola here. So what I'm going to do is walk you through um, some, the prompts that I use in order to come up with some suggested copy to improve the click-through rate and ultimately the opt-in rate for your campaign. Now, the purpose of the video is to show you how to use Claude, not necessarily the end result of the prompt session, although you will be able to test some of these prompts. Okay. So the first step is I simply took the link, the bit.ly link that you sent me, right? Which goes to the Google Doc pre-sales page. And the first command that I gave it was this. I want you to write a quick 10 to 20 word LinkedIn direct message. The message is designed to get a prospect to click on a Google Doc link and read a pre-sales page. The message should sell the click and should be friendly and familiar and not sound too salesy, right? Sell the click, meaning sell the person on why they need to click on the link. Now, your click-through rate from the DM to the Google Doc is a function of the copy, as well as I believe that starting out, you want to, when people see bit.ly, right, a lot of times they think, okay, this is something related to something promotional. And I believe I want to test whether or not using just a straight doc.google.com/etc link. I think that feels more familiar to people in terms of just sharing useful info. And in the copy, you'll see that I've reworded it. So you're mentioning a doc, and later on, I told the AI to just call it a Google Doc, right? So I'm just going to quickly go through, I'm going to scroll down the screen, and your job is just going to be to just pause and start and stop the video just so you can read through it, all right? But at the end result of this is going to be that with several prompts, I'm going to tell you how many prompts. Ultimately, I got 16 versions, right? So 1, 2, all right, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right, 6, 7, all right? So it took 7 prompts to come up with some versions that I am pretty comfortable with. It's worth testing, but ultimately you got 16 versions. Like, let me just count up, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, right? So what you need to do is just go through this video, right? And you'll see in brown, all right? Yeah. You'll see in brown, that's me, and the part in white is Claude. And you'll just see how what's happening is that I give it an instruction. It gives me back a response. I look at it, all right? And just as this is the part that's more nuanced, right? I look at the response, and this is the part that you have to learn, right? Because what happens is that most people stop at version 1 or version 2. So you need to develop the eye to be able to look at responses and then say, okay, this is why I said editing, not just writing. Okay, these are okay, right? But how do you improve? So a lot of that is just about, eventually I have to figure out how to kind of take the IP in my head and create a checklist so that when you get responses back, you'll know how to start editing, right? So for instance, I got this response back and I said, okay, I want you to make the first sentence shorter, make the first sentence a question versus a statement, add the word because, all right? Just Google because in copywriting. Because is a very useful word in copywriting. And I said, do a more persuasive job of selling why they need to even click to read more, right? So, all right. So it gave me these versions. I said these 3 versions, next 3 versions. I said, okay, this is better. Then I said, okay, instead of just calling it doc, short for document. Let's add Google. All right. And I said, make the first sentence more powerful. All right. Then come back and I say, okay, let's think about a copy angle, which is, okay, it's the start of the year. People all thinking and planning for 2024. How can we enter into a conversation that's already being had in people's minds? And that's about being aware of planning for 2024, being aware of trends, etc. Sidebar is that is a very much every month something is happening. Either it is a holiday or some new legislation or something coming out. So that's a really good copywriting hook to reuse all over again, to just say, hey, did you hear the news? Something big is happening in legislation, okay? Or in politics or in economic news. I wanted you to be aware of this, all right? Okay, so that's basically it. So this is a best practice too. I told it to summarize all the prompts and the answers so that you would be able to go back and read, all right? So at the end of the day, it took me 5 prompts? Yeah. And the benefit though is that you got to have 16 variations that all can be tested, right? All these variations can be tested. So the amount of work that it took to come up with 16 very new and interesting variations versus one, we're looking at, it's just, I can't even go and explain how much leverage there is. All right. So I'm going to stop that. Again, what you have to do is at the end of the video here, right? You just push pause. Okay. And you can see some of these versions. So yeah, that's what I would do. I don't quite know how to save this yet. I'll probably just copy and paste these and then say see video. I'll copy and paste these into Telegram and I'll tell you to watch the video so that you can see the context. Okay. Again, I'm just going to start at the top of the screen and move down really slowly so you can just start and stop the video. Probably better to do this on your laptop, but you might be able to do it on the phone to see a screenshot of each version. Okay. Claude is free. Bard is free. ChatGPT. Nobody who wants to be left behind should not be using these tools. All right. This is Shoal and I'm out.